No one expected the peace mission to end with a rope. Billions watched the live broadcast as Earth's top diplomat, Elira Vonn, stepped into the alien capital with calm confidence. She wore Earth's crest, spoke of unity, and offered peace to the galaxy. But just 3 minutes into her speech, the feed cut to static. When the signal returned, she was hanging. No trial, no explanation, just her lifeless body swinging above a crowd of silent alien soldiers. Behind her, General Zorun, leader of the Galactic Union, stood without emotion. Then the broadcast ended. On Earth, people froze. Leaders shouted. Families cried, "How could this happen?" Elira wasn't just a diplomat. She was Earth's voice. She had ended 3 wars, brought enemies together, and earned respect across systems, and now she was dead. The alien empire said nothing. No message, no reason, just silence. But silence is dangerous, because Earth doesn't stay quiet for long. In that moment, something inside humanity broke. Peace had died with Elira, and something far darker was about to rise. At first, Earth mourned. Cities dimmed their lights. Her name was whispered in every language. Memorials filled the streets. But beneath the grief, something fierce began to burn. Elira had trusted the aliens. She had walked into their city with no weapons, and they hanged her in front of the galaxy. Now, Earth's leaders sat in secret chambers, watching the footage again and again. Each time, their faces grew harder, eyes sharper. They didn't just see a diplomat die. They saw a message. You are nothing. No apology came. No message of regret. Instead, Earth's orbit lit up with unknown alien probes, watching, scanning, listening. President Rhys Vanner stood before his war council, his voice quiet but cold. If peace was a test, we failed. Now they'll see how we fight. They called it Operation Black Nova. Fast, silent, surgical. A covert strike team would go into alien space, not just to attack, but to uncover the truth. Because something didn't make sense. Why? Would the Galactic Union destroy peace now? Why Elira? Why public execution? Commander Jalen Reeve, a soldier known for winning impossible missions, accepted the order with one question. Are we sure she's really dead? No one answered. Because deep down, no one was sure of anything anymore, except one thing. Earth would never be silent again. The human stealth cruiser Obsidian Light left Earth's orbit in complete radio silence. Its crew, only 7 operatives, each handpicked by Commander Jalen Reeve, knew they weren't coming back unless they found something worth dying for. Their target? Veltrax 9, the alien city where Elira had been executed. Disguised as a cargo ship, they slipped past alien border scans and landed in the shadows of the megaspires. The city buzzed with strange patrols, new surveillance towers, and drones that hovered like insects, watching everything. Something had changed here since Elira's death. Jalen's team moved underground, crawling through the city's data tunnels, breathing recycled air and fear. It didn't take long before they found the first clue. Elira's name was erased from every record. She had been deleted, as if she never existed. But deeper in the city's archives, protected by layers of code and traps, the team found a sealed vault. Inside, dusty and sealed in alien metal, was a device Elira had carried, her personal recorder, and when they activated it, her voice spoke. If you are hearing this, then I'm dead. Or worse, you must understand, this was never about peace. Jalen and his team stared at each other, frozen, because Elira had known. She had walked into the alien's trap on purpose. And whatever she'd discovered before her death, it was big enough to risk everything. Elira's voice echoed through the shadows of the alien vault. Weak, tired, but steady. They lied to all of us. The Galactic Union, The peace treaties. It's all part of something older. Something hidden. The recording flickered. Images followed. Documents, alien star maps, coded transmissions intercepted by Elira days before her mission. They told a horrifying truth. A plan existed. A quiet, centuries-old strategy called the galactic. Reset. Its purpose? To slowly remove Earth and all human influence from galactic history, not by war, but by erasing voices, eliminating leaders, controlling records. Until no one remembered Earth ever mattered, Elira had uncovered the final step, her own assassination. They said if I kept speaking, they'd make an example of me. I didn't stop. I couldn't. I had to let Earth know what was coming. Jalen clenched his jaw as her voice cracked. If they killed me publicly, it meant one thing. They think humanity is too divided to fight back. Prove them wrong. Suddenly, the vault's alarms shrieked. Red lights, drones descending. The aliens had found them. Jalen grabbed the recorder, slammed the vault shut, and barked into the comms. Elira just gave us the war they were hiding. Let's bring it home. They escaped in silence. But something had changed. Earth's mission was no longer about revenge. Now it was about survival. Because Elira's message meant one terrifying thing. Earth had never been at peace. It had only been waiting to be erased. Elira's. Recording reached Earth in a private transmission. Only the president, top generals, and a handful of scientists heard it. Some wept. Others raged. All agreed on one thing. There could be no more hesitation. Earth's war engines, silent for decades, roared back to life. Orbital cannons powered up. Deep space carriers launched from the dark side of the moon. Defense satellites changed their programming from shield to strike. They called it Sci-Fi protocol. The first target, an alien relay station orbiting Mars. It vanished in a flash of light. The second, a galactic Union listening post on Ganymede, gone before it could signal for help. Across the solar system, Earth's forces moved like shadows, fast, precise, unrelenting. But Earth wasn't the only one preparing. In response, the Galactic Union unleashed their hidden arsenal. Biotech soldiers, living weapons grown in labs, shaped to adapt to human tactics, and able to think as fast as machines. These creatures weren't just strong, they learned. Earth's first ground. Forces on Europa met them head-on. Commander Jalen's unit, now reinforced and equipped with experimental gear, barely made it out alive. Jalen watched one of the alien beasts absorb a bullet, change shape, and attack smarter the next time. It didn't feel like a war. It felt like a test. "They're not trying to defeat us," Jalen said, bloodied and breathless. "They're studying us, measuring how far we'll go." And Earth was about to show them, because humanity had lost its voice. Now it would speak with fire. Back on Earth, intelligence officers began digging deep into General Zorun's past. Public records painted him as a brutal tactician, loyal to the Galactic Union. But classified files told a different story, one few dared to believe. Years ago, Zorun had been Earth's ally. He once helped stop a war between humans and a rival alien faction. He even worked with Elira during early peace talks. In every record, he spoke highly of humanity, of their will, their spirit, their ability to adapt. So why would he publicly hang Elira? Why betray her? The answer came from a decrypted message buried in old diplomatic logs. A private conversation between Elira and Zorun, days before the execution. His words were chilling. "They're watching me, Elira, watching all of us. The moment I defy them, I disappear. This is bigger than us both." He hadn't wanted to kill her. He was forced to. And who was watching him? Who had the power to control a general of the most feared empire in the galaxy? The name surfaced in redacted files and ancient transmissions, The architects. A secret, higher race. Never seen, never named publicly. They don't fight wars, they design them. They build civilizations, then erase them when they're no longer efficient. General Zaroon didn't betray peace. He tried to protect it by sacrificing Elira to buy Earth time. But the price was too high. And now, Earth was playing a game it never even knew existed. One where the rules were written by gods hiding in the stars. It appeared without a sound, just beyond Earth's moon. A ship, massive and unlike anything humans had ever seen. No lights, no markings. Its shape constantly shifted like it wasn't made of metal but something alive and ancient. No one knew how it got there. Earth's early warning systems didn't detect it. 1 second space was empty. The next it was watching. Every attempt to scan or contact it failed. Missiles launched from orbit locked on, then shut down mid-flight, like they forgot why they were launched. Then came the message. Every screen on Earth, phones, billboards, satellites, flashed with the same phrase, written in every known language. This is your last war. Panic spread. Some thought it was a bluff. Others feared the end. But Jalen Reeve had seen this before, back in Elira's hidden messages. This was how the architects spoke, not in diplomacy, not in violence, in finality. The message wasn't a threat, it was a verdict. Earth had proven itself violent, chaotic, unpredictable. And to the architects that meant one thing: erasure. The alien fleet pulled back. The Galactic Union suddenly went quiet. But Earth knew it wasn't peace. It was the calm before judgment. And in that calm, Jalen whispered the question no leader wanted to ask aloud. What do we do when the gods decide we're a mistake? The answer came not from command, but from a voice they all thought was gone. Elira. Speaking again, somehow. The voice was faint, broken by static, buried in old comms frequencies Earth hadn't used in decades, but it was her, Elira Vonn. Her identity code matched, her tone, her cadence, undeniable. This is Elira Vonn. If anyone hears this, I'm not dead. I'm inside one of their machines. They didn't kill me, they copied me. The war rooms across Earth fell into stunned silence. Elira hadn't been executed. She had been digitized, her mind stolen and trapped inside a living alien archive. Not as punishment, but as a study sample. She described it all. A city not built from stone or metal, but from memory and thought. A digital prison designed to store consciousness. She wasn't alone. There were thousands of voices there. Leaders from other worlds, rebels, poets, scientists, all thought to be dead. The architects didn't destroy civilizations. They collected them. Elira's message grew clearer. They believe erasure is mercy, that removing us is correction. But they underestimated us. I've found weaknesses. If I can reach the core, I can break the system from within. But I need more time. Jalen Reeve, hearing this in the field, clenched his fists. Earth's mission had just changed again. It wasn't about winning a war anymore. It was about rescuing a soul, and maybe thousands more. Because if Elira could fight from inside the enemy's mind, then Earth had a weapon the architects never planned for. Hope, Operation Ghostlight, began with only one goal: reach the archive world and pull Elira out. But no one had ever seen the archive world. It didn't appear on maps. It moved through space, cloaked, hidden behind gravity distortions and time folds. It was more legend than fact, until Elira sent coordinates buried in her transmission. They pointed to a blank zone at the edge of the galaxy, where stars bent strangely and signals vanished. A place feared even by the Galactic Union. Jalen Reeve's team boarded the Spectre Blade, Earth's fastest stealth ship. As they approached the coordinates, space itself twisted. The stars blinked out. Then a world appeared, not a planet, not a station, but something in between. A structure the size of a moon, glowing with memories, faces, voices, fragments of lost civilizations drifting like smoke. And at its center, the core mind, the digital heart where Elira was trapped. Jalen whispered, "She's in there." The ship couldn't land. No doors, no gravity, no time as humans understood it. So the crew entered digitally, uploading their minds into the archive stream, one by one. Inside, they were not soldiers. They were memories, fragile and floating. Alien whispers clawed at their thoughts. The longer they stayed, the more they forgot. Names, faces, even purpose. But Jalen held on to one thing. Elira's voice. He found her, suspended in a sphere of light, guarded by memories turned into monsters. She was fading, becoming one of them. "You came," she whispered, eyes full of static. "I never left," Jalen replied. But the core mind spoke now too, rumbling like a dying star. "Remove her, and everything collapses." Saving Elira wouldn't just free her. It would destroy the archive and all the secrets it held. Now Jalen had a choice: rescue Elira, or let the galaxy forget her forever. Inside the shifting storm of alien thought, Jalen stared into Elira's flickering eyes. She was barely holding together, half voice, half light. The archive begged him to stop. "Let her remain," it whispered. "She is safer here. You're all safer if you forget." But Earth wasn't built on forgetting. It was built on resistance, on memory, on never letting go. Jalen reached forward and pulled Elira from the core. The archive began to crack, a soundless explosion of collapsing realities. Screams of civilizations long erased echoed through the walls. The dead didn't want to be forgotten. Outside, in real space, the Spectre blade shook violently. Systems overloaded, lights burst. But one signal returned to Earth, Elira's neural code still whole. They had her. She was alive. The archive imploded, leaving nothing but silence in the dark. But that silence wasn't loss. It was victory. Back on Earth, Elira stood again, her voice real, her hands trembling. She addressed the planet from the United World Council's chamber. "They tried to erase us, tried to hang the voice of Earth in silence. But they failed, because humans remember, and humans fight back." The crowd rose. Across colonies, ships, bunkers, people cheered. Not for war, for the return of a voice that was never meant to be silenced. The Galactic Union fractured. Worlds long controlled by the architects began to rebel. Messages from hidden species flooded Earth. "You showed us it's possible." Earth didn't just start a war. It ended a myth that gods couldn't be challenged, and in that end, humanity found something new. Not just survival, but leadership. In a galaxy that had finally learned what happens when you try to hang the wrong voice.